All right, let's talk about buying your home or selling a home, whatever. Hey, from what I understand, both sides of the equation, the news is good. But I have a couple of experts to my left that I'm going to introduce you to. Dave Parks is the broker and owner of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Parks and Weisberg Realtors, and Eric Hay is the owner of HayStack Inspection Services. So, all right, Dave, you've been nice enough. Every time you come in, you bring a partner of yours, and we chat about, and I think your industry is just fascinating, about buying and selling homes. Okay. When you meet these people, you start working with them and you realize about how did you two meet? How did you meet Eric and how do you work together? How does your partnership work?
So I think we probably first met at some kind of a realtor event somewhere. To be honest with you, one of the things that Eric did early on that really impressed me is we had an event for the realtors and there was a problem and he solved it real quick and I saw him as a man of action, and ever since then we've just really had a great relationship. And over the years, we've developed this relationship, and so he's one of those people that, you know, we refer business to because we have trust and confidence in the work he does. You
know, I like what you said, a man of action, because I think if you're buying or selling a home, that's what you want. You want action. You want things to happen quickly and smoothly. That's what Eric Hay does. Okay, Eric, now you're an inspection service, HayStack. I love the name, by the way.
Thanks.
An inspection service. And you are what you say you are. But inspections, tell us, for a layperson like myself, what exactly is involved in an inspection? What's involved?
So we inspect the 10 major systems of a home. That's going to be the exterior, the roof, the garage, the kitchen, the interiors, the electrical system, plumbing, structure, HVAC, and insulation and ventilation.
Wow. So it is pretty involved. So,
right.
So what's the relationship like here? When you get a home, a listing, Dave, do you immediately call Eric? Is there an inspection? Is that required by the state, by the city? How does all of this work?
So that would be a pre-inspection, and sometimes we do pre-inspect homes.
Okay. Typically,
the buyer wants to feel like that they've had their own inspection, so most often it's when someone's buying a home. And so then in that case, we give the buyers Eric's name as well as a few other firms, and then if they choose him as the inspector, then he comes out and does his whole house inspection, and then we consult with the client on what are appropriate, normal, and customary repairs to ask for from the seller.
Okay. Eric, when you do an inspection, tell me about some of the things you look for, maybe some of the more dominant things that we could understand as homeowners. What kind of things do you look for?
Well, one of the most common defects that we find is actually in electrical systems. Probably wouldn't guess that as a layperson, but that's one of the most common defects that we find, and it can be safety related.
Dave, how do you feel about home inspections and new construction? Are they needed?
So I really do think you should still inspect your new house. You know, there's this fallacy that because the city has sent a code inspector out to look at it, that there's no need to inspect it. I think that often when you inspect the new home, you're very seldom going to find a major defect. But what you sometimes find is something that maybe it got missed. You know, I use the story all the time of my dad and I used to build houses, and I built a house once and the insulator forgot the front right corner of the attic. He just forgot it. Well, the city doesn't climb up in your attic and make sure the front right corner is insulated.
That's right.
And so I think it's money well spent, and I always encourage people to do it.
Interesting. From your point of view, actually from both your points of view, from both your perspectives, it's important to keep the seller and the buyer happy, correct? So you're kind of the win-win. You're the guy that both sides want, the inspector. So when you say, I want both sides to be happy, what does that mean? What does that mean exactly in your business?
Well, we need to do a very detailed inspection so the buyer understands what they're about to purchase. It's also important to be fair in the process.
Okay, makes perfect sense. So if someone wants to get a hold of you, Dave, should they go through you? Should they go straight to HayStack? Where should they go?
Oh, Eric has his own site, and he'll tell you about it.
Yeah, tell me about it, and lay it on us.
Right. Well, there's different ways to contact us. We have somebody that answers phones for us if you want to call. If you want to go to our website, you can book online, and we actually have an app that people can save on their phone and use that to order inspections from us.
All right. That's good information. I find your business very fascinating. So let's talk about what people want to know here in Louisville. It is hard to find beautiful homes. It is a seller's market, but it's also a buyer's market in some ways.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Dave, talk about the difference between the two, and let's talk about some of the hot listings that you have for us this week.
Okay. Well, it's a seller's market because if the house is priced in the market and it's in decent shape, market ready shape, it's probably going to sell. The buyer's market is because the interest rates are fantastic. And this is a great ranch home in Oldham County on Rutland Road. It's almost 5,000 finished square feet, sits on 0.9 acres. It's just a great opportunity at $525,000.
Wow, look how open that is. That's
Oh, it's a
beautiful.
fantastic
Yeah,
house.
and a lot of sunlight. I like that. Okay, the next one is, this is a new build, right?
Yes. So this is a house out on Howden Ridge Way, which is Bellingham Park is the new subdivision that Ball Homes did. That's right around the corner from the old Henry exit and the new Mercedes dealership out there. This is a 2,000 square foot open architecture ranch, four sides brick, brand new, $371,000. Granite countertops, loaded up. It's a great house.
All righty. And finally, here we go on the hot listings. This one's out in Flat Rock Ridge, right?
Right. So this is a home out in Flat Rock Ridge. It's a former model home. It's so hot that I think there's an outside chance we got an offer on it yesterday. But if you want to know for sure, just reach out to us and we'll confirm that. But this is a great open architecture ranch with a bonus room. And it was on the market again in the high 300s. Granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, random plank floors, just a fantastic opportunity. And Ball is building in 4 subdivisions in Louisville right now. We'll be glad to help clients. They can go to bhhspw.com and we'll hook them up.
Dave, a lot of folks talk about it's hard to find a quality home, but you guys always seem to be on top of it. And of course, that's your business. So if folks want to keep up with it, like you, do they go to your website? Is that the best way?
I think a good starting point is bhhspw.com and just go in and search around. And they'll have a way to connect directly with an agent if they want to talk to them or request a showing through the site.
All right, I'm going to go strictly off script here, okay? I love doing this. So you were talking about you had an inspection one time and he just forgot the insulation.
Right.
What's the most unusual thing you've ever seen, Eric? 'Cause
Wow.
I bet you've seen some and you go, how did this get left out?
This is a loaded
I mean,
question.
somebody went for a long lunch somewhere at a bar someplace because this shouldn't be this way.
I've actually seen a raccoon in a bee vent on a water heater.
A raccoon in a vent on a water heater. And he was, I guess, because he's trying to keep warm.
Right.
And wow. Yeah, that's a little unusual. Yeah, you probably find some critters every now and then.
We do.
Snakes, birds,
We
mice.
do.
Okay.
Spiders.
Gotcha. Well, gentlemen, I really do appreciate it. Dave, you're going to come back with hot listings maybe later on?
Oh, sure.
You know, a couple of weeks from now.
Yeah,
Keep us up to date. Like I said, I think this is going to be a good year. I'll ask you one more question. As I said, you're a good indicator, economic indicator. How do you feel moving forward? You positive? You optimistic?
I'm very optimistic about the market right now.
I love it.
I think it's a great time to buy a house. I think it's a great time to, get locked in while interest rates are great, and it's going to be a good year.
I appreciate it. All right, thank you both. Really, thank you so much for coming on. Appreciate your expertise.
Thank you, John.
All right, coming up here, we're going to talk about energy levels. How are you feeling in the new year? Are your hormones optimal? Nutrients? Do you need more? Are you getting the right of what you need? All right, we'll talk to 25 again. Coming up next.
He drives a BMW. Oh, okay. He's a little better than the rest of us. What, honey? Speak for me, give me one. Zach, you are such a good-looking man to me.
Thank you.
Zach, you're a good-looking man.
And now Steve.
Hey, I saw that.
This guy's an icon. It's like
This guy is smoking a band.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, right.